Mikel Arteta is not giving up on signing Youri Tielemans, and this is going to be the third attempt for Arsenal to go in for Youri Tielemans in a space of 3 summers. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. Xhaka, another player playing the number 8 position of Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, is also looking forward to extending his contract at a club called Arsenal. Then we're going to conclude it with Fabio Vieira coming in through and really hinting about his life at Arsenal and how he's going to have to cope up with the life at Arsenal. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Remember, we are left with how many people? Let me see. Right, we are left with some 20 subscribers to hit 12,000 subscribers. So guys, continue to subscribe. Let us get 20 subscribers on this video to see to it that we hit that number of 12,000 subscribers. That would be a very huge milestone because we entered the year when you're having 10,000, meaning that in the first 2 months of the year would have gone ahead to get ourselves 1,000 subscribers per month each. So I think that's really great. When you look at what Arsenal is really having right now on table, they still have a player or a deficit into the number 8 position. And we've been told by Steve K that this man that Arsenal have been chasing in for a very long time, they are still up for him. And he's confirming to us that Arsenal have still not given up on the idea of bringing Leicester City's midfielder Youri Tielemans to the Emirates in the summer transfer window. In fact, according to sources, Tielemans is the priority target for Arteta to provide competition in the number 8 position. Now, when you hear all that being portrayed and said by Steve K, a source close to Arsenal, you really get to know that Mikel Arteta has not yet given up on this man. He's not putting his guards down. He's keeping it up to really find himself in a position of signing this player who goes by names of Youri Tielemans. And Tielemans is a very good player that Arsenal has been chasing for now 2 summers. In the summer of 2022 to 2021, Arsenal went in for Youri Tielemans. The deal never came to materialization. Do you know why? Arsenal came up and really didn't meet the £65 million evaluation of Leicester City. The next summer, because Tielemans was left with 1 year, that is of 2022, Arsenal went in with £25 million. Leicester was calling in for £45 million, and Arsenal said that was a steal from Leicester City, and they never at any point X agreed of really buying this player from Leicester City. Now, as things stand, Arsenal's chances look like are viable if at all the player really still wants to play for them, because he's going to be a free agent by 30th June. He's going to be a free agent and he'll be allowed to negotiate with any team. Now, before his contract went down, Arsenal had a 100% chance to sign this player because they had even gone ahead to agree personal terms. A huge salary that was going to get sign-on fee, agent fees, and so on and so forth, performance-related fees, all agreed. But what put this deal to halt was the amount of money that Arsenal was not willing to offer to Leicester City in 2 consecutive summers, only the 2 previous consecutive summers. This time around, he's a player who is available on a free market. Now, what chances do Arsenal have to sign Youri Tielemans? I believe the chances have downgraded from 100% to 50% chance, according to me. Arsenal has a 50% chance to sign Youri Tielemans. Do you know why? Liverpool will be eyeing to sign Tielemans because towards the end of the summer transfer window of 2022, Liverpool went in on the deadline day to sign Youri Tielemans, and Tielemans said no, meaning that Tielemans wants to play for Arsenal and never wanted to play for Liverpool. But things have gone ahead to change because in the summer he's going to be a free agent. His agent right now might be going to Manchester United, Man City, Newcastle, Liverpool, negotiating, making negotiations, and it's going to go in for the highest bidder is going to take this player. Now, if Arsenal is willing to give him a £10 million fee or sign-on fee plus a huge salary of £200,000 a week, if another team rivals that, comes in with £250,000 a week with close to a sign-on fee of close to £20 million or £15 million, I believe Tielemans will opt for the money. It depends on what he wants. I know he's a very brilliant player that is being spotted by every top team. Ten Hag is interested in the player and will be willing to get him on a free. And if at all you get Tielemans on the free, like he did on Ericsson, I think that will be a very good deal for Manchester United. The same applies to Liverpool. You get Tielemans on the free, that means they're going to have to replace Naby Keita, and Liverpool's main enforcement or reinforcement is going to be made in the midfield. I know they are looking at Jude Bellingham, all right, but I think Jude Bellingham might be a replacement for Jadon Henderson, and Naby Keita is leaving, meaning that they'll be needing in a second midfielder. Will it be Sefyan Amrabat, or it's going to be Youri Tielemans? But I believe every team will go in for a player who is Premier League proven and who is really going on a free, because it's going to be a free agent. So Man City also, Ilkay Gundogan is leaving in the summer. That's what we are hearing from different sources around the world. What does that mean? It means that they'll be having a deficit of a player in the midfield, and if Tielemans is available and Pep Guardiola was eyeing to sign the player while even Mikel Arteta was still at Man City, I believe he still holds that interest into that player, and obviously we might find Arsenal facing a very huge or stiff competition from Man City, Manchester United, Liverpool. The other team that I want to talk about is Newcastle. If Newcastle happens to go to the Champions League, they might also find themselves into that alignment of signing Youri Tielemans, because they would have proven that they're a very good team, and you add Tielemans in that midfield alongside Bruno Guimaraes, I believe it becomes a better midfield. And what really is going to spearhead his next move, I think it's going to be all about money, because all teams that are really interested in getting his signature are elite. Even Barcelona was once interested in Youri Tielemans, but they came out and really said, I think he won't cross to the Spanish La Liga. He would love to stay in the Premier League. So as it stands, Arteta is not giving out on Youri Tielemans, but obviously it comes in at a very hard time when the player is going to be up for free, and however much they have already agreed personal terms, the terms need to change. Will Arsenal put out money that will really convince Tielemans to come to their club? That is what you're waiting for in the summer, and we'll be here letting you know what this is all about. Now, as Steve K ended this tweet about Youri Tielemans, he did about Tielemans to provide competition in the number 8 position. Who is playing the number 8 position of Arsenal? It's Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka, who had a very fast spell of the season, but ever since return from the World Cup, he's no longer the player he used to be. That is Granit Xhaka. And he has gone ahead and really looked through his future for Arsenal, and he has really discovered that, or noticed that it's high time he put pen to paper to extend his contract further. And this is Grammy Bailey coming in from 90-minute football, confirming to us that Arsenal vice-captain Granit Xhaka is keen to extend his stay at the club, and talks have taken place over a new contract. 90-minute understands it's hoped that negotiations can be concluded fairly quickly, as there is willingness from both sides to agree terms. Now, if you're talking about Granit Xhaka wanting to really extend his contract at Arsenal, we just have to ask ourselves, firstly, what are his terms and conditions for his current contract? Now, his current contract is ending in 2024. That is next year. They're having an option of 1 year. The player is 30 years of age. So I believe Arsenal are going to add some 2 years onto the contract of Granit Xhaka, and they're going to add 1 more year and 1 other option here, and that is going to be dependent on how he'll be performing in the next coming season. That is Granit Xhaka for you. So Arsenal 100% serious to give him a new contract, and it's really going to happen that way because the manager loves him, and at least this season has gone ahead to put in some good performances. But I think Tielemans, when he comes in, he's going to really bench this guy, because Tielemans is a different kind of breed altogether. He's a better bowler. I think the only aspect that Xhaka does better than Tielemans is him being a fighter. But the rest of the things, scoring, creating assists, releasing players, passing, being press resistant, his pass progression, his shooting range is out of this world. He's a much more better talent than Xhaka. And I assure you, if Tielemans happen to come to Arsenal, Xhaka is going to be playing most of his games off the bench. I think the only advantage is going to be having is that there is going to be the Champions League. Arsenal is going to be playing in the Champions League next season. And them being able to be playing in the Champions League next season will guarantee them a huge chance to really rotate these players. But Tielemans, with his performances, that means he'll be playing very many games ahead of Xhaka, and Xhaka is willing to sign a contract at Arsenal. Now, if he signs a contract to Arsenal, I believe the main reason as to why he would have really given a chance to stay is because of his leadership. That's it. But if it's all about bowling issues, I doubt that it's all about bowling issues. Though he's not performing badly, but if Tielemans comes in through, I believe Xhaka will be second fiddle to Youri Tielemans in that midfield of Arsenal, because Arteta's first aspect is you being press resistant. If you are asked to bring players that are really press resistant in that midfield of Arsenal, Xhaka doesn't really make that list. He doesn't, not even for a second. He doesn't make that list of press-resistant players. That is Granit Xhaka, the 30-year-old Swiss international that has played a very good season for Arsenal. And because of his leadership skills, I think he's going to stay with the club. And secondly, he's really looking at Arsenal nearing back to glory days. That is what you would love to see, winning trophies for Arsenal. If they happen to win the Premier League this season, he would have lifted the Premier League for the very first time, and I think a league title for the very first time in his footballing career. Then after that, he will see himself compete in the biggest club football tournament known as the Champions League. With Arsenal going in to signing players like Tielemans, Declan Rice, Dusan Vlahovic, and a right winger who plays with the left foot, that will put Arsenal in contention to compete for the Champions League next season, because they're really going to be having a very, very, very competitive squad to take them where they want to be. But remember, in that position also, there is Fabio Vieira, a player who has always and always showed that he's press resistant, and the only attribute that is lacking in his game is the physicality that he's really working on. And today, Fabio Vieira has gone ahead and talked to the Arsenal website about his stay, all his first 6-month spell at Arsenal. He said, life at Arsenal has been very good. I feel very good here. And after 6 months, I'm completely adapted. My adjustment was good at the beginning. It was difficult because everything is different. Obviously, when you talk about the things that are really different, he came from FC Porto to the Premier League. That is the first difference. Sorry about that. However much FC Porto have gone ahead to win very many trophies in the Premier La Liga, this is the Premier League, the best league in the world. When you talk about Premier La Liga, the Portuguese league, I think it doesn't even make it to the top 5 leagues of Europe, because the top 5 leagues of Europe include the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Ligue 1, and the Bundesliga. So, Premier La Liga comes maybe 6th, Eredivisie 7th, and others do follow. So, as it stands, let no one lie to you that it is really nearing anywhere near the Premier League. So that is the first huge difference that he really found in his transfer from from FC Porto to a side known as Arsenal. And secondly, when you look at Arsenal, the way they do their stuff, they are really a team that is really competing for the league. And the manager doesn't want to make any loose ends in not winning the trophy. That's it. And he wants this all time because he wants his team to be competitive, and there is no way he's going to be competitive at all. He's not getting these players onto the level that they're supposed to be. And I think one of the things that has really delayed his permanent impact into this Arsenal side is his physicality, and I think he does a lot of gym work. The manager needs to see him find that physical strength in the Premier League. But obviously, he's a very good player. He has told us how good the situation has been at Arsenal, and he now feels good and better. And he says the adjustments were good. At the beginning. It was difficult because everything was different, and he's really having a very good atmosphere at Arsenal. That is Fabio Vieira for you. So guys, feel free to let me know what you think about Arteta not giving up on Tielemans. Would you give Arteta a green light to go in and sign Tielemans at Arsenal? Cheer up, Alex. I know you're one of those that really likes Tielemans, and you've always, on several occasions, asked me the update on Tielemans, and here it is. I'm waiting for your reaction about that into the comment section below. Secondly, would you give Granit Xhaka another contract, because the one that he's having is running down in 2024 with a further option of 1 year? Would you give him a new contract? That's another one for you to give me your answers. And lastly, Fabio Vieira hinting about his adjustment at Arsenal and how the environment was not easy at the start, but right now he has coped up with everything at London Colney and is doing a very, very good and fantastic job at Arsenal. Rokani David is my name. Second video of the day. More is yet to come. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Lord bless you abundantly, guys. I sign out, guys. Bye-bye.